before, she was reminding us to let it go, one of the most successful animated movies of all time. Idina Menzel was simply a big sister.
That's right. She was just D to her little sister, Cara Mentzel, who had and still has a very close relationship with Idina. And now she's written all about it. It's a new book, and it's called, what a beautiful title, Voice Lessons, A Sister's Story. Do you all like that in stereo?
You rehearsed that? Oh, it's good.
We've just gotten real good at it.
Yeah, exactly. So whose idea was it to write this book?
Good question.
I had been approached about writing my own book, and I thought that would be the most boring thing ever, that I hadn't had enough interesting life experience. And my sister was always this amazing writer, and she would write these essays about us and send me funny stories. And so I said, I'm not interested, but my sister, I think, could write something more interesting, more about sisters and our lives together, instead of some silly gossipy thing about myself. Bore me to tears.
Well, you're an actress. You like being other people.
Yeah. Exactly.
And putting yourself out there is a whole other thing, isn't it? But
yeah, and it was a way to bond together. And see, I'm taking over. I'm going to let her speak.
It's still happening.
I remember saying, well, you know, to write a memoir, you actually have to remember things.
Cara, do you remember? And does Dee not remember? Is that how it worked?
We remember different things, you know? Yeah.
That's what was fun about it, was a sort of your different perspective, and going back with our mom and seeing how she remembered a specific thing that happened.
Yes.
And,
And it's painful at times to remember certain things, because you were experiencing things that, I don't know if you want to talk about it. It's in the book, but, you know, sometimes when certain things were happening with Idina.
Right.
Explain that one to us.
Yeah, I think that you reflect when you're writing, and you also reflect in the moment when you're experiencing something, right? So what you're taking away from the moment back when, for example, I was in the middle of a divorce and Dee was flying high over the stage as, you know, Elphaba. When you're writing about that experience, you have different takeaways, you know, because you're more objective. And
you're going through a season of darkness out in the wilderness, and but you love her and you're happy for her. But at the same time, you're thinking, when's my time, right?
Right. And also, you know, but you also get to have that positive experience at a time, and I got to have that positive experience at a time when I was.
You were on the red carpet at one point. That must have been crazy, right?
At the Oscars.
Yeah, because Idina's used to it. So you're out there. And what did that feel like for you, going through that moment?
I don't want to say surreal, because I hear everybody say that.
But it's a word for a reason.
It is, and it was really fun. But it's also, you know, you're out there, and at the same time, you're thinking, I'm just this normal person standing here in exceptionally high heels.
we were both borrowed millions of dollars worth of diamonds.
Yeah.
And then I had to get back to the show I was doing in New York. And so I said, here. And, you know, they give you like a bodyguard and everything.
Oh, God.
And I gave it and then tell them.
I was supposed to put them in my purse and then take them back to the safe in my room. But
she had like $3 million worth of diamonds on her. And
and so we decided to put them on me, because I didn't want to leave them like hanging out in the bottom of my purse.
Good idea. She slept in them. She didn't.
I was like, oh my gosh, so scared.
But I just want to say that, you know, what I think is great about the book is that we both learned so much from each other, you know, and that even though she's my younger sister, she got married before me and she had kids before me, and so she was often the wiser one. And so it's this sort of reciprocity of, yes, I, you know, taught her a lot of stuff, and I was the big sis, and I had a lot of spotlight on me. But in the things that were most important in life, I often went to her in my darkest moments, and she was the one that had the wisdom and the guidance. And so we both learned a lot in this experience.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book, and Hoda and I are both very, very close to our sisters. I can't imagine being at odds with her. She's such a life force in our lives.
It's such a complicated, beautiful relationship.
It really is. Well, congratulations on the book.
The wedding, too.
And on your
Yes. Yeah, thank you
so
very
much
much.
good happening.
Everything has a happy ending.
We're
That's
so
great.
happy. All right.
All the best. Voice Lessons, A Sister Story is out
right now. Congrats.
You guys.
Yeah, you got it.
Pleasure.